everybody, it's Kelly and I'm back with another video. Today I'm going to be scrapping this photo of my great-grandmother and her sister, and none of us are really sure exactly when this photo was taken. One of my uncles thinks she might be about 14, which would leave this in, I don't know, I'd have to go back and think about that, or like probably in the early 1900s, and obviously with the length of the swimming costumes there, that would make sense. So anyway, I am going to use a ton of Jen Hadfield My Bright Life collection here, and that's by Pebbles. And I took that dark pink paper there to help the photograph stand off the layout. That is from that's My Bright Life, and it's the flower pop paper. I'll tell you if it's not My Bright Life. And I'm just playing around a little bit with what I'm going to use for backgrounds here, what I'm going to use to put the photograph on, and I decide to border this whole layout on this darker wood grain floral paper. It's the cross-stitched paper. I thought it needed a darkness behind it. I was thinking about doing only that pink floral paper and then with some sort of the gold dot paper, but it just didn't look right to my eyes, so I wanted a border there. So that's what I'm going to do. And then what I'm doing here is I'm cutting the pink daisy paper there. And that paper is called Sunflower. Actually, it's sunflowers, not daisies. Although they're on kind of short stalks if they're sunflowers. But anyway, so it's that pink sunflower paper. And I'm just going to put a whole sheet of that on here and see how that brown, dark brown border gives your eye a place to rest and it keeps your eye contained within the border so that you don't fall off the layout, or your eye doesn't fall off the layout, would be the best way to describe what I'm trying to do here. Now I'm going to take this gorgeous gold dot paper, which is called Gold Dots, and that's a foiled embossed gold dot on the paper here, and I'm going to cut a piece of that, a strip of that, and it's about 4 inches in height there. And then I will ink that edge, just like actually I didn't tell you this, but I inked the edge of the pink paper as well. That helps just bring the collection together. Even though they're all from the same collection, it helps you really understand that they coordinate because they all have something very much in common. Since in this particular case, they really don't have a lot in common. Sometimes I'll use it like a stripe paper or a multicolored dot paper to bring everything together. I'm not doing that on this layout. All right, so I have that done, and I'm just getting these edges down a little bit more because it was flopping a little bit for me, and I really like how that white, if you look at what's happening there, they're sitting on the edge of a pool, and that white gives it kind of a shelf. Now I'm thinking I want some sort of border between the pink paper and the white paper, so I'm going to use this Queen & Company brown dotted washi tape, and it's kind of a pain to get it off, and when I do, you're going to see what happens here. It's like all of a sudden, you see what happened there? It was like the tape almost split so that there was no dark. It was like the sticky part was right there. See how light that is? And I was like, oh my gosh. Well, later on, I figured out that for somehow the layers of the tape split. It was just the weirdest thing. So what I did here is, because that photograph is fairly big, and I think I have that sized like a 6x8, maybe 5x7, I don't remember. I just am going to split this tape with the parts that are still, quote, good in the background there. And I did figure this out later on, and thought I'd deal with it off camera, and I did. So it is okay, but that tape is kind of a pain in the neck, honestly. All right, now I am going to my die cuts from this collection, and it's the first time I've used this collection. It's brand new for me. So I'm just looking to see what's available. I like that tag that says Happy Heart. And those are the ephemera from my Bright Life. And then that collection of bowls, I just like the brightness of that. One of the things I did realize as I looked at this later is there's a lot of blue in those bowls, and there's not really blue anywhere else. But, you know, I could go back and add some blue up into the top cluster. I may just leave it. And then I'm going to add in that little tea kettle there. And even though these are probably not circa 1920s or 1900, whatever this photo is from, I still like the fact that it's a little retro there. So I'm going to use these particular accents. I thought it was great for this beautiful black and white photograph. I absolutely love that I have this preserved. I mean, that just, I just don't have photographs like this of my grandmother's family, so it's pretty awesome. All right, so now I'm adding, and I added a little flower in there as well. I wanted one more element there. I'm adding that little circle die cut there that says love, and then I found this tag here because I realized I was going to need some place to journal, and I figured that would be a good place to just add their names in there. And I honestly asked my mom what my great-grandmother's sister's name was, and she really didn't honestly remember, but I think she died when my mom was pretty young, so it took her a little bit, and then she did remember it. All right, then, so I found that tag and that little circle. Now I'm going to add in this floral piece, and that is actually a sticker that I'm going to put up on some foam tape just to give this layout a little bit of extra dimension, something a little bit more interesting there. And that came from the accent stickers from my Bright Life. So there you see me adding the piece with the foam tape on it. And now I decided I wanted to add another little floral element here in that other cluster, thinking that, you know, then they'll have that in common. So I'm going to grab my foam tape here. And again, this is my giant roll of foam tape, which I've had for like 3 or 4 years and is no longer giant because I do use it so much. But really, you guys, I think it's about $30 for that tape, but it's lasted me almost 4 years. So trust me, that is definitely worth the investment. I think I bought it in like November or December. I think December of 2014. If not December of 2014, it was January of 2015. So it really is almost 4 years old. And obviously it's lasted me. All right, so now I just went to my little twine stash to find some twine to put in these tags. And I am grabbing some We Are Memory Keepers So Easy floss. I just have this one little piece of pink left. So I'm going to just cut it in half, and then it has a like weird piece to it there, so I'm going to just take that piece out and add it in. Okay, and I'm having fun like tying this, and it's hard for me to tie these things. For those of you, I've had quite a few new subscribers. Welcome, by the way. I'm a massage therapist, so I don't have very long fingernails, so it's always hard for me to deal with small pieces and things like tying twine. I'm all fingers here. All right, so I got that in. Now I'm looking for another kind of texture or dimension, and I'm looking for enamel dots here, and I'm thinking gold. So I find these gold enamel dots from Eyelet, Outlet, and Brad's, and I'm just going to add a couple into each cluster. I think 3 to each cluster. Just quickly do that. I like the way that looks. I'm going to do the journaling I said on that tag, and I'll use my Uniball Signo pen in white. You'll see that, I believe, in the still shot and the detail shots that are coming up in just a minute. All right, Here comes the still shot and a couple of detail shots. Hope you guys are all well, and I'll be back with another layout again soon. Bye!